The country's leader lashing out at the opposition leader following what he calls irresponsible comments.
Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie slamming comments made recently by F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, who likened the Christie administration to the lost Malaysian Airlines flight MH370.
Well, the flight, as we all know, which was heading from Malaysia to Beijing, China, vanished last month over the South Indian Ocean with more than 200 passengers and crew on board.
Well, while speaking at the ceremony in Mayagüana yesterday to welcome the return of Bahamas Air and the refurbishment and expansion of the runway, Mr. Christie minced no words when he responded to his parliamentary opponent. We get the story tonight from Clint Watson.
It's a very silly thing to do.
Prime Minister Perry Christie minced no words when he said opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis should be condemned for what he called ill-spoken words, likening the Christie administration to the lost Malaysian airline.
You can joke about politics, you can even seriously argue about your side of politics, but when you use as an analogy or an illustration in politics the loss of human life that has gripped the attention of the world, you are not speaking properly, you're not speaking wisely, you're not speaking humanely, and I have to tell you that this is a matter that will cause concern, because people would be absolutely shocked and surprised that that is what you would do.
Mr. Christie, who was in Mayagüana celebrating with residents the return of Bahamas Air and the opening of the newly refurbished and expanded runway, says what's worse is that we in the Bahamas are all too familiar with these kinds of disasters, particularly as an island nation.
Where we've lost lives in the water, we've lost lives by air. It's not a joking matter. And when you hear people commend the air, remember what happened here on this trip in Mayagüana. You don't joke for things like that.
Prime Minister Christie says persons in public life must be more responsible for what they say.
We must exercise the greatest care with our words when we are in public life. I just wanted to say that about that, because this is not just a matter for the Bahamas, it's a matter for the world, where the attention of the world has been gripped, and people all over the world have been searching for an aircraft. People have lost their lives.
ZNS News made contact with Dr. Minnis, who promised to comment on the matter at a later time. However, up to news time, there's been no response. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.